Welcome back to Panzer playthrough of scenario 37, delaying action at Ernage. We're up to turn 13, and we've come to a little bit of a decision point in terms of what our next steps are going to be to get units off the board. Just to bring you back up to speed where we are with units and the situation is we've taken the town of Genarville right here. And we have a good bunch of our advanced tanks, the Panzer IIs, and some of our advanced grenadiers into the town itself and actually holding the majority of it. And this has actually given us a nice kind of holding area that we can use behind it because nobody can actually see behind the town itself. These two hidden units over here, remember the hedge is a full hex up, full vertical blocking, so they can't see over unless they're adjacent to it. So we've got some nice cover here that we can get units behind to help prevent these French units from below, or from the, I think it's from the north actually, from actually seeing and attacking over there. So we'll try to leverage that here a little bit. But our next move is going to be trying to get units off the board. We're up to turn 13, and we're into the window that we can get points for actually exiting units off the board, but it's not long. It's only till turn 17, so we've got to start getting units up here. We're going to have a couple turns just to move them up and get them close, and then one or two to get them off, and potential fighting here as well with the hidden French units, potential hidden French units up here as well. So let's get at turn 13. I'll kind of talk through the strategy as I go here, but I've got two angles of approach, one from the town heading out of the road, that's this down here, heading this way, and then down the road and then off the board going in that direction. And then also up here I've actually put a recon and a Panzer 4D. They're going to move up, and the recon and Panzer 4D are going to work together. He's going to try to move up, place some smoke, so that the recon can actually move up in there and figure out what 13 is, and potentially 12, and then even the units down below that are hidden, he may have some visibility on. But with that, we can figure out what they are, and if we can use this as an avenue to bring units up this way and then off this way as a secondary line of approach to get them off the board. But it's going to take time. As I said, we're up to turn 13. We've only got 4 turns to get this done, so we can't go slow with it, or we can't set up the perfect attack with it. So we'll just have to wait and see. And the second thing is try to get down moving this way to try to figure out what these hidden units are. Spotlight them here. They're this unit and this unit, and then if we scroll down, you see there's another unit down here. Then if we look, there's another unit here that has visibility going up in between this little seam right here, between the hill and the woods. So we've got to try to figure those guys out, as well as try to knock out these guys, or at least keep them out of the picture as much as possible here, and also get some of our trailing units up there as well. So kind of work that out as we go. So let's get to it with our play. So first off, it's going to be the German initiative. Well, there's no new spotting. Some units are out of sight, as I explained before. So the German initiative is plus 20. They get a 55, plus 20 makes 75. Germans are going to fire first and move second. So there's not going to be an air attack. That's the other thing. We do have our air asset, the HS 123, I believe it is, that can make an appearance anytime. But this turn I'm not going to bring them in yet, not yet, soon. But we are going to do some indirect fire. You notice I'm placing some indirect fire. We're actually going to do some smoke from our SPW 251-2s back here, trying to lay down some smoke up here to provide some cover so that we can move up over here as well. Smoke is our friend when it comes to this, so we're going to try to place a couple of smokes up here for indirect fire. The observer, remember our forward observer was eliminated, but we do have our Panzer Grenadier company leader, our command section. and they can spot for those units within their command. So they're going to be spotting for them. They're here in the town. They have Overwatch, and they'll be spotting for that smoke in here. So we're going to see about the response rolls. First one rolls a 1. That means there's no response. They didn't respond to it, even though they're right there. And second one is going to roll a 7. They do respond. So they're going to fire smoke at that one hex there, that Y 27Y2. So they're going to fire the smoke in there. We're going to shoot. Let's see what the smoke is. The smoke actually fails. So indirect fire wasn't effective here between the response and the failed smoke. So we'll move on to the direct fire. So first off, we're going to go back over to our right side here. We're going to go with this unit. They're going to take a shot, try to suppress or pin the S-35 down here with some small arms fire. So first we're going to get at their command check, see what they've got. So they actually roll a 93. Oh, excuse me, they're firing not at the S-35, excuse me. They're firing at the anti-tank gun, the CA-37. CA-47 down here. So they're going to be firing at them, trying to suppress them, knock them out even. Now they get an order of NC, no command, so that's actually good in the long run, but they are going to be dug in, so that's going to hurt our firing capability here a little bit. So we'll see they're going to need to have an effective is going to be greater than 74, suppression 47 to 73 when everything was calculated. So looking at it, they roll a 63. That means they're suppressed. So at least we suppress them. That will help because they've got the longest range, which is 9, which I think just reaches the road at this point. So they could potentially knock out something cutting down the road if we try to do that. But now being suppressed really whittles down their capability of hitting anything. So then we move on here to the Panzer 4D firing smoke at Q03. That's our guy up here. Whoops, right here. He's going to take a shot. Q03 is right over in there. And let's see what he gets for his smoke. Rolls a 4. It's a success. So we'll put smoke right on there. So that'll help, again, with movement, trying to screen any type of opportunity or Overwatch fire. Okay, next we've got smoke from Panzer 4D 303. That unit is, I believe he is over here, or is he still over in this area? Sorry, I think he's up here someplace. 302. It's 202. I think it's one of these units. I may have misnumbered them there. Anyways, so he's going to fire smoke at 28P1, which is going to be this guy up here. It's going to try to put smoke on the S-35 that's over there. Rolls a 6 and success. So he puts smoke into there, and that's going to smoke him up. And then 302, yeah, I can see now. It should be 301, 302, not 303. It's going to fire at U27U1. That hex is going to be U1 over here, I believe. So he's going to try to fire smoke, rolls a 9, he fails. And then 301 is going to fire smoke at the same spot. And he rolls a 7 and he fails as well. Okay. So that's all for the shooting, because all of it was trying to play smoke over here. We got some smoke over here, which is good. We didn't get all of it, which is okay. Everything else is going to be moving. So now we're looking to the French. Looking at the H-35 105. That's this guy down here who is in smoke. He's going to do his command check, gets a fire, checking the target, rolls a 3, nearest dangerous. Just checking some other lines of sight here. So he's actually going to find most dangerous is these guys up here. So he's going to take a long shot at 302. or 301, depending upon the dice roll. Odd, even, so he gets a 1, so it's odd, so he's going to go at 302. So he's going to fire at 302. Oh, but I took a look at the range here on that. The ranges, remember, doing my electronic string here, are 1 off, and then I counted them up and I saw he's out of range, so I canceled that fire. So he's actually going to fire at the Panzer 2C up here, right in here, this spot right there, because he's actually in range, but he does have smoke that he's got to go through there as well, so there's going to be some smoke modifiers. So it's a 1% chance of hit. Rolls a 43. It is a miss. Okay, so now I move to my S35 right here, and he's going to do his command check 44. That's going to be a fire command. Checking for the target. It's going to be 86, which this is going to be nearest weakest. So he's looking at the infantry over there, or the infantry over there. He's going to fire at the HMG. He's going to take a shot at the HMG over here in the buildings with everything else. And so he's going to have a 77 to 100 to suppress. It's impossible to get an effective hit on him. So we'll see here. Rolls a 60. It's a miss. All right. So now we move along and we're checking our S35-202. He's guy way over here. And he his command, he's going to get a 70, which is going to be a fire. And he's checking his target. He's going to fire at the Panzer 2C R2 as well, coming through there. He's got a 1% chance of hitting as well between all the modifiers. And he rolls a 44. It's a miss. And then now we have movement. So French don't have any movement. The anti-tank gun's staying where it is. This truck is safe over there. We've got nothing else. Everybody else is fired. So we move along to the German movement. And here's where we're going to get our guys moving up here a little bit. Trying to check for command range. Make sure they stay in command. So he actually doesn't move up because he was out of range. We'll figure out what to do with him. He is within range, barely. So continue on up here. Oh yeah, here I forgot about our tanks up here, but they're actually going to move up a little bit and position so that they can fire smoke next turn. And now we come back to our main body of troops, and we're going to swing some units around here. Checking that line of sight's blocked, but we're moving up some of our Panzer IVs here to try to get position and try to knock out that H-35. And we've got to watch out for this S-35. He's more dangerous than the, well, they're both dangerous. I won't say one's more than the other, but S-35 is a little tougher to knock out. The H-35s are easier to knock out. But we got to deal with them before we can get those Panzer IIs moving. They are going to do a little overwatch with 14 here, number 14, because he is in the open. And there's a 30% chance of hit. Rolls a 97, which is a miss. There's a spot check from him, an activation check, and it turns out to be a fake unit. So that's good. So we'll lose that unit there. And we won't have to worry about him. Now that unit can see him, but he's quite a distance away, so he won't be able to take a shot. He'll move up. Again, now he's behind the trees for him, so he's not going to take a shot. Other units moving up here as well. Not going to take a shot with them because they're still out of range. They're just out of range. Now he is in range here. He should be able to see him in the woods, and he could take a 25% chance of shot. Takes a shot. It's a miss. Rolls an activation roll, and he shows up as a fake unit. So 15 is a fake unit here as well. So now we're getting some rolls going our way. So this whole area is now cleared out. We still got these two guys up here and this guy down here that we got to figure out, and this guy down here to figure out. But 2 down and a few more to go. Okay, moving along here. We got some more 2Cs moving up. A little dangerous. I'm moving all of these guys up right into the teeth of the H-35 and the S-35 here, but hopefully we keep them moving. If we get some smoke rolls, we'll be okay. We actually deployed the anti-tank rifle right here into the town. Don't know how much he can do, particularly against the tanks, but you know, any shot, you know, is worth it. A little bit more movement of the tanks. There goes another recon moving up so he can help out spotting. He's also good for points getting off the board too. He's got like a victory point of 56, which is a really good value for us to use here. So we got a few more units moving into the town a little deeper. Got some of our Panzer Grenadiers now moving. This guy up here. Coming back towards the town, and he'll just duck behind there just to be safe. The command Panzer 4D moves up and support with the other guys over here. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, now the command tank, the Panzer 3F, he's trying to do his bog check, rolls a 3 and fails, so he's not moving. Alright, he's kind of stuck there, and that hurts because now these guys are at range 11. When I did the range check over here, he's range 11. So these guys are going to be out of command, which means now we're going to cut in half our move commands, the amount of move commands we can do for the Panzer unit next turn, which is going to be a little bit tough, but I think we'll survive. So moving along here, now we got a couple more Panzer 2Ds. Trying to move up, and then we've got some others moving up over here, more of our Grenadiers moving up into the town, these half tracks moving up here as well. Actually, they're going to stay put. I just realized I just want the infantry moving up, and these guys moving up here as well. And now we've got the pivot and turret adjustment. We're adjusting turrets here. And just getting these all aligned. And also pivoting this French tank. Now he sees these guys kind of giving some fire over here. That's going to distract them a little bit, which I think is good for me getting stuff moving. And we got some full covers with units. And suppressions. And he flips to a suppression off, and now we get our smoke flipped, and we get to the end of the turn. So here we are, end of turn 13. Still control the town, trying to move out from the town, trying to move up to try to figure out what these guys are. I do need to get more of these rear units moving forward here, but with all this French armor back here, that can take shots on here. It makes me a little bit worried in terms of what we can do. So anyways, that's turn 13. We kind of hit the objectives I was looking for, moving up here a little bit, and we'll still continue along, you know, this path going down the road because this is looking better, and we're going to continue up here to try to figure out what these guys are, to try to open this path up here as well, and hopefully that'll happen in turn 14. And we'll figure out what these guys are, and then we can hopefully move up more of our caravan and maybe destroy some of these other tanks down here as well. And I also have my aircraft in here. I may bring him up. I don't know what I want to use him on. He's a pretty light dive bomber. I wish I had a Stuka instead. They would be able to take on these tanks. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to take on a tank. He can definitely take on the anti-tank guns, trucks, and things like that. But the H-35s and the S-35s may be a little much for his light bombs that he has on there. But we'll see as time goes on here. So here we are, moving into the town, trying to figure out our next steps, and kind of going from there. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.